PK52, the Saturday morning meeting. So when I do one of these, it's usually because something's happened and it kind of wakes me up to another conversation. Not too long ago, got a call from a dealership, and there was a new hire. And the story goes, short the story, but the story goes that this man had come back in the dealership 5 consecutive times and been turned down for a job application 5 times. Just not the right guy, not the right fit. This is not the right industry for you. And so go away. Come back again, come back again, come back again. So finally, the management team said, you know what? He's just going to keep coming back until we hire him. So let's hire him. After they hired him, they called me and they said, hey, would you do me a favor and just talk to him and tell him how to focus his path so he'll be successful. And I don't know, are you honored when somebody trusts you enough to be able to talk to their new hire to help them, get off of square one? I guess he was a very, very nice man. We spent a lot of time on the phone, and I didn't tell him about standing outside and waiting for it to happen. So the topic today is job versus career. So every day when you get up on a work day, are you going because you need the paycheck to pay your bills and your way of life? Are you going every day to try to go to the next level? After spending a few minutes with this man on the phone, he knew what his options were moving into the United States and starting his income search. Career versus job. Could have gone to any place. Could have been a security guard. Could have, whatever. I mean, there's a bunch of hourly wage jobs that this man could have chose. But he did his research, and he told me, he said, KC, I can make a career out of automotive sales if I build a customer base and I continue to grow. So then my income is not limited by my hourly wage. My income is based upon what I put into that. And I thought, well, I would have hired him too. Because first of all, he understands that he's not limited by any kind of structure. He's limited by his ability to be able to create and to be able to build a base of clients. And so I don't understand. Most people work in a job that they don't like. And I've done this before, but let me just say this real quick. The day you start a new job, it's brand new. You don't know any of the people, really probably don't know the process. And so you're excited about this new venture. Obviously, you've agreed to what they're going to pay you. So, you wouldn't go work there if you thought the pay was not right. So obviously the pay was okay, and so you decided to start, and you looked at what my opportunity was to grow and make more money in this job. Within a very short period of time, talking to everybody around there, you find out what's wrong with the place. First of all, the upper management is stupid, and the people that work below you or with you are lazy, so you're stuck with all the jobs, and now you're very disappointed with your choice, but you were excited day one. So that becomes a job. That is to make an income to pay your bills and to pay for your way of life. And it looks like there's a stagnation in this where you either leave this place and start over again, or you're stuck. Now, a lot of major companies will put you on a retirement program. So I've worked 20 or 30 years for a company. I retire, and they continue to pay me. And I always find that interesting. It's an enticement to work for somebody. They'll do a matching funds, and you can build a retirement. I get it. But if you went in and they decided when you were 25 years old not to pay you for a year, would you continue to work? And the answer is no. You're not going to work if they don't pay you. But when you leave and you're no longer producing anything for that company at all, nothing, you're gone, they're continuing to pay you. So now how many years would you be miserable in your life? And you're not just miserable at work. If you're miserable at your job, you carry the miserable away with you, and it affects other people. So how many years will you work someplace just so as you get older, sicker with less ability that you can have an income so you can go do stuff that you've never been able to do before? And the answer is, I don't know. But talking to this young man, he said, Casey, I can grow my business and I can make as much money and I can have as big a career as I want in the automotive selling space. And he's right. He's right. So over this last year, it's been interesting that the end of the year to now, so right before March, I've had so many people call me up and ask me to broker a car deal for them. And you know what I'm talking about. Hey, Casey, I want a RAV4 hybrid. Can you find a place for me? You know, had a guy call me up the other day and said, I want a TRD Pro off-road Tacoma. Can you find a place where I don't have to pay sticker price? And so I don't have a problem with that. I don't charge anybody for that. I enjoy working for people. And you know what? When it's easy, oh my Lord, are they ever happy when they get their vehicle? So I've done, I don't know. I mean, I'm not in a store right now, but since the end of December, I'm probably doing close to 20 cars where I've brokered the car, called the dealership up, saying, guy looking for TRD Pro off-road Tacoma. Here's the situation. They're ready to buy right now. Give them the contact information. They contact them. They come in. They're treated like royalty. They call me back up. Oh, greatest experience of my life. Why isn't it always like that? And that person's going to call me again. When they get ready for another car or somebody in their family, they're going to call me again and say, hey, Casey, can you take care of me again? And I can reach out to any dealership in the United States and say, hey, I've got somebody that wants to come and buy a car from you. Here's exactly what they want. I've had them spec out the car. They're not in a hurry. If you have an inbound or you can trade for it, this is what they want. And I've really never had a dealership turn me down. I mean, it's a car deal. It didn't have to go through any of the hoops or through the misery of trying to develop a relationship with somebody. They're just going to come in and buy the car. And so this is kind of what I've done in my career. I do the things that I want to do now because I've built that base up and that network up. So I guess what I'd like everybody to do, if you have a moment, is look at the next 5 to 10 years. And if I'm interviewing somebody for a job, I ask them straight up, are you looking for a career or are you looking for a job? Because honestly, if you're looking for a job, I'm not interested. Because I can hire anybody to do a job. I'll give them a set of rules and they follow the rules and everything and we're okay. But if I can hire a career-minded person who says, is there an opportunity? And I'm very into the automotive space, but I don't think that limits me to other space. I've known so many people that started out as sales professionals in the automotive industry. And the majority of people that sell cars for a living don't, I sell cars for a living in a crowded room because they feel like there's some kind of bad stigma on selling cars. To me, people buy cars, they want cars, they either want them or need them, and it's like one of the biggest needs in America. I need transportation, and working in that industry is kind of like a no-brainer, right? So the interesting thing about it is you can build a career. So starting out as a salesperson, doing what you need to do to become one of the best in the industry, getting an opportunity, usually because of tenure, time on the job, to move into a management position because you understand how it works. Now you're a manager. Now you do the banking part of the business. You get into F&I. Then you get to run part of the dealership. You become a sales manager, general sales manager, maybe even a GM. I can't tell you on account how many people I know that are Toyota dealers, owners of Toyota dealerships that I met while they started out, interviewed for a job, and started selling Toyotas for a living. So they're dealers now. They're multimillionaires. What other industry in America can you walk in and know nothing about the product, pay nothing out of your pocket, get a desk, get to work with millions of dollars of inventory, and the owners of this business will pay you a percentage of the profitability for selling their product, and you have no risk? It's an interesting deal. There are jobs like that out there. People ask me all the time, my kid's about to go to college, and I gotta be honest with you right now. what is college doing? College gives you a job. If I'm studying XYZ, it doesn't even matter what my degree is. To interview for a job, one of the requirements sometimes is you have to have a college degree. I might have a degree in dance. Nothing wrong with that if that's what your degree is. And as long as I have a 4-year degree, then I can interview for that job. But somebody that could really do the job better than me that doesn't have a college degree can't even get in the door. So if that's your pursuit, if you want a job in an industry that requires a 4-year degree, you have to do that. But if you look at the trades right now, and I'm not going to rattle off the numbers and everything, but if you look at electricians and plumbers and HVAC, people that keep the world rolling, I mean, absolutely keep the world rolling. Right now, the age demographic of those workers is getting gigantic because they're not getting fed underneath from younger people. Automotive mechanic, I mean, you can name them all off. It's just the trades. How do I keep my car running? How do I keep my house warm? You know, these are gigantic paying jobs. I mean, we're talking triple digits and no college degree and maybe not even a GED or a GED from high school. So working a job like that, you go to work for a small company, you learn the business, and because of the massive growth of the United States, within a couple of years, you can branch off and open your own company. And then you can build a dynasty and maybe leave it to your family member. So my biggest deal today is, look at where you are. Look at where you're going to be 5 to 10 years from now. Are you still going to be in the same exact position you're in right now? Or are you looking down the road and saying, where is my path to grow? If you're comfortable, if the job is what you need, if you go to work 40 hours a week, walk away from it, forget about it, and that's okay with you, then stay there. But there are pathways to be explosive in growth. Give yourself an opportunity. Sit down with the people that you love and everything and say, let's do a plan. Let's figure out how to take this to the next level. There are small businesses that are growing so that you can create a business within your family. AI is exploding, which gives you the ability to be bigger than just one person. There's a lot of opportunity in this country right now. And the opportunity is we always will need somebody to do a job, but people that are career-minded bring people with them and grow our economy. PK52, the Saturday Morning Meeting.